Well, hello there. It is Monday, which means another weekly weight loss vlog. You sat there going, no, Neil, it's Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday is the new home of me posting the weekly weight loss vlog, but I'm always going to record it on a Monday. Doing it on a Tuesday or posting on Tuesday, it just takes the pressure off. I'm always mega busy on a Monday, just catching up after the weekend, running around like an idiot. And I was just like, you talking about last week? It doesn't have to be on a Monday, Neil. It's your rules. Make them up as you go along. So yes, if you do watch the weekly weight loss vlog, it is Tuesday or maybe later. But anyway, yeah, I think you've got the gist. I am recording this on a Monday. How are we all? Are we all good? Did you have a good weight loss week last week? It is Monday the 17th of November. We get it, Neil. We're watching this Tuesday the 18th or later, but we are doing the previous week, which is it the 10th? Yeah, 10th, I think. 10th to the 16th of November is where we are at, and we've literally got 3 weekly weight loss vlogs left, I think, after this one. So, yeah, next week, which will be the last week of November. And then I'm going to do the first 2 weeks of December. Then I'm out until the new year. I'll still be doing weight loss all the way up until the 23rd of December. But halfway through December, I'm going to take a proper chill pill when it comes to the old, certainly YouTube content. Anyway, how did last week go for me? Well, if you follow my socials, if you're on plan with me in my community, you'll know been suffering from the old man flu last week. Yes, man flued up. To be honest with you, I don't do illness. I always say this, and it's very, very rare I get ill. And actually, last week, I wasn't too bad. It kind of hit its peak was Friday, and I ended up cancelling my live on Friday. Which is something I never do, very rarely do. Probably the second, maybe third live I've ever cancelled from not being so good on Friday. But I was just a bit croaky, coughing, spluttering, not really full of that much enthusiasm, if I'm being honest with you. So I give the live on Friday a wide berth. Wasn't 100% Saturday, but wasn't terrible. Was starting to feel a little bit, yeah, fine. And then yesterday was all good. And then today, other than still feeling a bit croaky, I'm all good. We're all good. What did the cold, no, not a cold, Neil, worse than that, way worse than that, man flu. What did the old man flu do in terms of the old weight loss last week? It didn't really. It doesn't, as the saying goes, well, I don't know if this is the saying, maybe I've made it up, but I'm positive there's a saying that goes, starve a fever, feed a cold. And I did at times feel a bit like doing that, like maybe comfort eating a little bit. Well, I did comfort eat. That's kind of what the cold did. I did comfort eat, but man flu, Neil, stop calling it a cold, stop playing it down. It's flipping serious, Chief. I did comfort eat, but I comfort ate within my calories. Yeah, so I didn't really feel the need to kind of emotionally eat. And like I say, in all honesty, it only really hit hard Friday. Friday, I just wasn't feeling it at all. And then, like I say, Saturday onwards, it all started to clear out. And like I say, now I'm all good. We're all good. So, wasn't a check-in last week. So nothing to talk about there. And yeah, we had a fairly boring week, in all honesty. I always say that. I love my boring weeks. We were meant to be going out for Sunday lunch on Sunday. Really, Neil? Sunday lunch? Honestly, you're just full of surprises. Yeah, we were meant to go out for Sunday lunch on Sunday. But our friends cancelled, which, to be honest with you, if they hadn't cancelled, I probably would have cancelled. I was coming back around on Sunday, but it's not nice mixing with people for them, really, if you're still a bit snotty and a bit coughing. And to be honest with you, it's been more of a chest thing than anything. Anyway, so yeah, we had nothing on whatsoever, and yeah, kind of my perfect week, as it were. Right, have I droned on enough? Yes, nearly have. Can we get some data on the board? Let's talk about your calories. Let's do that first. All right, calories. There we go. Yeah, really, really good week, to be honest with you. I did kind of, not comfy, I didn't really aim to bank loads of calories. That's sort of a mindset I did have last week. Certainly Thursday, Friday, I didn't really give a toss about banking. I still ended up banking a few calories. I still banked over 2,000 going into the weekend. But if I'd eaten my daily average Thursday, I wouldn't have given a toss. I generally wouldn't. And I think if I'd gone anywhere towards going past my ideal deficit, I wouldn't have given two hoots. When your really priority is getting better, I just wanted to try and stay in control. But didn't really, we had a really chilled weekend and I didn't really feel the need to kind of go calorific. And what also helped was Rachel's going away next weekend. And we're both like this when we're going away for a weekend. When we know we're going away for an overindulgent weekend and she's away with a few friends and it's going to be a few drinks and food and stuff like that, we always rein it in. Certainly the weekend before, we kind of keep it very, very chill. And that's what we did. And because she was keeping it very, very chill, I just followed suit, really. So I did 1949 calories Monday, 2195 Tuesday, 2165 Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, 2322. Banked a couple of thousand, but my weekend was pretty low. 3473 Saturday, 3108 Sunday, and ended up 736 calories under my ideal deficit. And considering I was like 1,500 over, it all balances itself out. It's all swings and roundabouts, as it were. Right, movement. Now, this is where the old man flu did affect things a little bit. Proper New York skyline with the old steps. Started off decent. 12, 13,000 on Monday. Tuesday was just on the limit of 10K. Wednesday, I don't know why. That was why Tuesday, Wednesday the weather was absolutely pants. And I mean pants. Like, it was awful with rain. I'll walk in any weather, and I did, in all honesty. But will I walk for long distances in any weather? No, absolutely not. So the weather was pants Tuesday, Wednesday. So I was playing a bit of catch up. Thursday, I just got my head down, even though, man flu, that's when it was starting to... I got my head down, nearly 15,000, which kind of caught me up. And then Friday, I literally had a bit of a sofa day. I did go to the gym in the morning, which was a bit stupid with me. I did a little bit. Did do a couple of dog walks with H, but other than that, I was just planted on the sofa with my laptop working, doing client checking. So didn't really move that much Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, I don't know why. I've just ended, Saturday, steps were decent. I did go to the gym with Rachel, but I just went and sat in the steam room for 40 minutes to sweat my cold out a little bit. We did go and do a bit of shopping. We did do a couple of dog walks. But, blitzed through my steps. And then yesterday, and Sunday's normally really low, or one of my lower days for steps, I actually ended up doing quite a few jobs around the house in the morning. Rachel went to the gym. I didn't bother. Ended up doing quite a few jobs around the house. And then when Rachel got back from the gym, we drove straight to the beach and we took the dogs on the beach for an hour. And then we took them out again later on because the weather was decent. Make the most of it while it's dry. So, steps in the end, all up and down throughout the week for various reasons. But in the end, 10,863, pretty decent. Exercise. Weights. 5 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Bit lower on the old calories though. Calorie burn just because taking it easy. Cross trainer just once. I don't really do any cardio at all when I've got a bit of a cold. So hopped on Monday. Other than that, no cross trainer whatsoever. And then, the old spin class. Didn't do it on Saturday. Again, I don't really do cardio, so I can feel it coming on Tuesday. Still did my Tuesday class, but I got cover for Saturday morning because, the old Cold was in full swing. And why are colds always worse in the morning? So on a Saturday, I spin at 9:15. Always worse in the morning. I think it's because you lie down and it lays on your chest. I don't know. There must be a medical reason for it. I have no idea. Let me know. Why do colds always feel worse in the morning? So anyway, yeah, I knocked spin on the head on Saturday, and yeah, there we go. Right, so we do some eating. So it's kind of been a week of comfort eating in a way. Certainly the dishes I'm going to show you is definitely some comfort eating. I've actually got a 6 for you. Now I'm doing a top 5. I am doing a top 5. But we've got a special occasion. Well, not a special occasion. We've got a special edition, which I'm not going to class it in my top 5. I'm just going to put it out there on its own. I've started a new series, Worth the Calories on Tour, and I went to Spud Bros, and there's been so much controversy. Here's the Spud, right? Here it is. This is it tracked on NutriCheck. And when I say controversy, it's more about cost and this, that, and the other. But I thought I'd put this up there. So if you go and watch the episode, I talk about calories and how I adjust it slightly. But basically, that's what I've tracked it as. 400 grams of raw potato, 80 grams of mature cheddar cheese, 300 grams of Sainsbury's baked beans, 15 grams of butter, 100 grams full tin of tuna, 30 grams of mayonnaise. For the tram sauce, I track that as 30 grams of Peronaise, and then 10 grams of crispy onions. And I've got it in as 1,446 calories, 66 grams of protein, and 22 grams of fiber. And it was great. Go check out the episode if you've not watched it. Worth the Calories on Tour. That was a proper decent feed. It really, really was. Calorific, yeah, but kind of enough to feed 2 people, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe not quite, but not a million miles away. Could I have eaten it all? Yeah. Did I eat it all? No. I actually only ate half of it and then chucked the rest in the bin. Not because it wasn't good. Now, on reflection, I weighed out 100 grams of cheese at the weekend, and I think I've tracked it as 80 grams of cheese. I think there might, on reflection, been a little bit less than 80 grams of cheese on the Spud, but I do think there's probably a little bit more butter. I think there's probably a little bit less tuna as well. But if I adjusted the cheese down and increased it, that would cancel each other out. Tuna's next to nothing. I think the mayonnaise is right. I just think, so maybe the protein was a little bit less. But anyway, that is a Spud Bro Spud. And you can see there exactly, and people are like, how have you worked that out? Because I'm a genius. Just experience knowledge of looking at something being made. I've tracked calories. I've weighed stuff out for years and years and years. And I actually, I guesstimated 80 grams. But again, I'm not perfect. I'm just pretty all right at what I do. And when I measured out the 100 grams of cheese on Saturday, I was like, was there, wasn't there? I mean, they put a fair bit on, but maybe a little bit less. I mean, I know I had it as 80 anyway, but I think maybe there was a little bit less than 80. Anyway, there you go. Right, let's do like a proper top 5. And in at number 5, we're going to go for this one, which is my lunch from Sunday. Our dog walk. Honestly, it's just been comfort food. Cheese and ham toasty, bowl of tomato soup, salt, ground black pepper in there. Oh, just ticked all the boxes. 665 calories, 37 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber, plenty of volume in there, and just delicious. Absolutely delicious. I used Emmental cheese. Rachel bought a pack of slices from, and it's so stringy and quite nutty. Like an Edam, basically, but goes great in a toasty. So 2.5 slices of that, 70 grams of ham, 2 slices of bread, bit of butter, and then a tin of tomato soup. Do I need to say any more? Comfort food. Calorie control comfort food. That for 665 calories, I think is all right. Number 4, We're going to go with... Oh, it's tough. It's tough. We're going to go with this one. This is, again, controversial. You can't get it in the shops. That's like, you can. But he bought that in Tesco on Friday night. Red velvet Yule log with like a white chocolate cream frosting ganache over the top. Unbelievably good. That is 75 grams slice with 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream for 488 calories. Absolutely amazing. The only thing I regret not doing is pinging it in the microwave for 20 seconds to warm up the Yule log. It was I've had people, it was so dry. I had to drink 2 litres of water afterwards. Well, you've got the wrong one then, because that was not dry. It was moist, it was tasty, and it was absolutely delicious. And then some other, honestly, social media blows my mind. Some woman, it was very rich. What are you expecting, Doris? Like, come on, work with me here. What on earth are you expecting? Like, if I'm buying a red velvet Yule log that is coated in white chocolate butter frosting ganache, I want it to be very rich. Honestly, it's not a portion of flipping garden peas, is it? Honestly, people blow my mind. Anyway, that was absolutely top tier. If you can grab one, grab one. Very, very nice indeed. Carried on the comfort. This is normally my number one. Pizza enchiladas. Absolutely love them. This is where I measured the cheese out. And I was like, maybe there wasn't quite. 100 grams of cheese did 4 enchiladas. I was like, maybe there was a little bit less than that. Anyway, this was Friday night's tea. I had 1 enchilada with half a Caesar salad kit from Aldi. 547 calories. My appetite wasn't racing, actually, on Friday. 547 calories, 37.5 grams of protein. The recipe for my pizza enchiladas is in my YouTube playlist. I think it's number 7. It's one of my original, it's an OG. It's one of my first ever recipes. Still one of my absolute faves. In my recipe, I had to put pieces of pepperoni on top, but on Friday, I had a couple of pepperonis that needed eating up. So I just diced them up, mixed it in with the cheese, and so you can see little bits of pepperoni on there. Delicious. Again, comfort food. This is what I concentrated on last week. Still a bit of nutrition. In there. But yeah, definitely a lot of comfort foods. What we're on now? We've done 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is a toss-up. But number 2, I'm going to go with this. Fish and chips. We went through the illuminations on Saturday night. We've done it a couple of times. We literally live 15, 20 minutes from Blackpool. But I used to go to a chippy years ago with my nan. And it's a proper traditional thing to do. The Cottage in Blackpool chippy. Quite a famous chippy. Lots of celebrities used to go there when Blackpool had loads of celebrities come. There's all pictures of celebrities in there that went to the Cottage chippy. And I drove past it the other day with Rach. I was like, Cottage chippy used to go there with me nan and my grandpa, and then we go through the lights. He was like, let's do that on Saturday. And I was like, all right. And I didn't know if it was any good or not. I've not been for ages. It was excellent. It was really, really good. Not maybe the cheapest chippy in Blackpool. That was medium haddock, regular chips, peas, £11.65. You might be like, what? That's what you pay nowadays for fish chips and peas. But it was amazing. It was a very, very good fish and chips. And a lot of people were like, how do you drink it? Anyway, I just picked medium portion of fish and chips from Nutracheck. And I was like, maybe that was a little bit bigger than a medium portion. Not a lot bigger, so I just upped it a little bit. And then 150 grams of mushy peas, which is a couple of ladles of mushy peas. There you go. That's it. That's the fish and chips. And it was so, so good. It would have been followed by hot donuts, but the donut place we normally go to is flipping shut. I think it's shut for the season, even though the lights are still going because they extend them out now. Anyway, there we go. Last but by no means least, this was tea last night. I'm having a root fruit freezer at the moment. Why? It's coming up Christmas. We need to empty it out a little bit because we buy Christmas stuff and that needs to go in the freezer and so on and so forth. So I've been having a root through and I found a pack of well wrapped up pigs in blankets from last Christmas. I actually remember buying them. I remember going in. We always go to our local butchers on Christmas Eve. We pick up the turkey, pick up a piece of beef, pigs in blankets, stuffing, all the bit. And I remember saying to the lady that owns it, Leonie, I was like, can I get 10 pigs in blankets times 3? And I was like, right, I've got one to cook there for Christmas Day, right? And then we've got one there that we'll cook, which we'll have on little buffets and little platters over the festive period. And then I'm going to put 10 in the freezer. And I was like, and in my head, I was like, February, you know, weather's warm. Even towards the end of January, when the weather is rubbish, we'll break them out. Totally forgot about them. Going through the freezer, found them. I thought, I'll defrost them, see if they're still all right. They've been in the freezer because they were absolutely great. We'd already planned to have sausage, mash and onion gravy on Monday night. How do you make sausage, mash and onion gravy better? Pigs in blankets, mash and onion gravy. Oof! Ace. Honey roasted carrots, peas and corn, 2 pigs in blankets, and they're like that from our local butchers. They're huge. I'd normally have 3, I think. 3 or 4 sausages with sausage and mash. Just had 2 of them. Mash, Yorkie pud, onion gravy that you could cut with a knife. Absolutely love it. I could eat that 7 nights. Like, that base, Yorkie pud, mash, peas, carrots, sweet corn, gravy, that base, and just swap pigs in blankets one night, chicken the next night, gammon the next night, beef the next night. One night might do like savoury mince, like the basically deconstructed cottage pie. Honestly, I could eat it 7 nights a week. I could. I absolutely love it. It's kind of the traditional, is it? Meat and 2 veg, but really it's meat and 1, 2, 3, 4 veg, Yorkie pud, 5 veg if you count the onion. Anyway, that, I just didn't want it to end. I didn't want it to end. It was ace. In fact, from memory, from memory, it was yesterday, Neil. There's an extra pig in blanket sat in the air fryer right now. Guess what I'm doing after I've finished this? I'm going to go and eat that little mother. Oh, not that I'm passionate about food or anything. Anyway, there we go. That's it for another weekly weight loss vlog. All in all, it's been a good week. What's happening this week? Well, reduced deficit week this week. Well, it was meant to be quite a big day out on Saturday. It was like, lads. Christmas day out sort of thing. Start at dinner time, few beers, see what happens. Get home at tea time, get home at 8 o'clock, get home at midnight. You know, we do it every year, little lads sort of Christmas do. And everyone's flipping jibbed. Everyone's like, oh, I can't make it now, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. And I'm like, do you know what? I'm absolutely all right with that. We've actually flipped it to the 21st of December. So everyone's like, oh, do it earlier next year because we struggle around Christmas time because, you know, we've got Santa, we've got this, we've got... And I was like, yeah, I get it. So I went November, and then everyone's like, can't do next week now, right? Well, what about, like, the Sunday before Christmas? Everyone's like, yeah, I can do that. So I flipped it then. Anyway, I'm still going to have a few beers on Saturday. Still a couple of mates going out. There's normally 8 or 9 of us. I think there's going to be 3 of us, maybe 4. But it's going to be a much more chilled affair. So I was planning on this week being like, even if it got towards maintenance, I wouldn't have been too bothered. But now I'm kind of like, I'm going to try, not stick to my ideal deficit, but maybe 1,000, 1,500 over, something like that. We'll see. Watch me now next week. Yeah, I was in a surplus. We'll see where we get to. Anyway, up to then, it's just head down, bank as many calories for the weekend, and then see what happens. Rachel's away Friday, so I've got to take her to Liverpool Airport. She's going to Belfast with some friends for the weekend. So, on my tunnels Friday night, Saturday night, driving to Manchester Airport, driving to Liverpool Airport Sunday evening to pick her up. And I'm off next Monday. Because Rachel's away for the weekend and then she's booked Monday, Tuesday off work. So I said, I'll take the Monday off with her. So another reason for moving the weekly weight loss vlogs to a Tuesday or post them on a Tuesday is because sometimes like bank holidays, sometimes I want to take the odd Monday off. So I just thought, so like next week I'll actually record it on Tuesday and then upload it on the Tuesday, as it were. Have I witted on enough? Yes, Neil, you have witted on enough. Right, that's it. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled. Lots of content coming out this week, as always. And until next time I see you, make sure you boss your weight loss.